Welcome everybody back once again, Mr. Q2 Raw. Today we're gonna do a video, and it's gonna be basically towards the WWE staff. A few of my old videos, I'm quite sure that my message got to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon as far as how the umbrellas of WWE need to be. You check some of the old videos to see. But right now for these weekly programs, I don't really keep up with the weekly as far as making reports on them. But the only thing they really need to do more weekly is have more title matches. You have to bring the suspense back for people to feel that's in the audience or watching, period. Something has to be worth the match. Rather somebody's fighting for that match to be a number one contender to go fight for the belt, or it should be a title match. Basically, what I think is for the Intercontinental and the United States Championships, since you got Raw and SmackDown brands, you need to utilize both of those as the workhorse championships, which should be defended once a week, to really show this Intercontinental champion or this United States champion beating all these other individuals until he finally meet his match and lose the championship. The problem with nowadays is the build-ups is not right. The build-up's not right. I come from the era of the territory days, whereas you have bookers instead of writers. And those are two complete different things. The problem with the WWE is that Vince McMahon even said in, I think, Beyond the Mat, that we're not just wrestlers, and we just don't do wrestling. He said we're stars, and we make movies. This is what Vince McMahon said on Beyond the Mat. If anybody ever seen it. So, but the direction of WWE, it always be kind of wavy because times change, eras change. Every 10 years, I say, it's always a shift. And I've seen it through all levels of just growing up watching wrestling. But yeah, basically, weekly, we just need more title matches, man. I look at it as if they have the championships, you have to defend them, at least bi-weekly. It used to be back in the day, you had a 30-day clause for you to defend that championship at least one time. Now, due to the weekly TV slots and time that you have, it should be a title defended on each show. I guarantee ratings will go up. Guarantee it. Because you can tell most of the writers is kind of lazy, because all they do is do the same repetitious matchmaking over and over again. It's obvious when you watch the show, like, man, these guys are really running out of ideas a little bit. You know? If it's getting that much transparent, you know it's supposed to be really an issue. So, that's just my insight. I'm trying to help out. Because, as Stephanie said, we're going to listen to the people. Especially ones that pretty much been watching it their whole life. I understand that some people work in the business, think they probably know everything, but a lot of these cats that's working in the business in this generation don't really understand historic format on how to keep business going. People don't even know how to do their characters, really. Psychologically captivate the audience. I did a video on Velveteen Dream. He has that. And he's one of the rarest individuals in this era that actually has it. A lot of people have to find a niche and find out who they are before their character really reigns supreme. That's how this business go. Ric Flair, he was like a little stubby dude, overweight, over 300 pounds, all that. Yeah, before he became the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Sometimes they just have to find out who they are and dig deep. And once you bring out who you really are as character, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, if your persona, your real persona, is in this character that you portraying, 9 times out of 10 is gonna go over. Jake the Snake Roberts, prime example. Cactus Jack. I mean, man, Mick, he was himself. He was a wild dude, but he got over due to legitimacy. He knew how to work the crowd as well. I feel like this. For you to be a wrestler and in business, I understand it's entertainment, but I think you should have to go through a major test. Not just in the ring doing moves. A written verbal test. This is how you weed out people that just want to come into business, maybe just for a paycheck. And don't really have true passion. You can tell who's gonna go through all the storms and still be there and stay at the end. These are the people that WWE needs. Because now, due to them not want to comply with what's being asked during matches, I mean, well, I have to look on the other end. There's AEW now. So, even if you do get passionate people and you not comply with them, there's other options now. So, you can retract me on that statement. But yeah, like I said, we need more title matches. And less of the soap opera gimmicks. It's more actual talking than it is wrestling. I'm starting to watch a lot of these shows. In 3 hours, we shouldn't only have like 6 matches, 6 or 7 matches. Even if you did segments where 8 to 10 minutes top per match, okay, you can still get a lot covered. People want to see things, man. And when you're on television like this, it's about ratings. So, if the ratings are down, it's due to the repetitious nature of them writers in the back. But then they write it, and then Vince may spin a little bit around, and I understand that he stamps and okays it before anything finally goes through. But then again, I look at it too. I've been a Vince McMahon fan for years. But there's one thing about it. I think it's kind of getting old. Maybe Vince should let it go. Maybe Vince, it's time to let it go. I mean, he'll be reigning supreme now. It'll legitimately, in 2 more years, it'll be 40 years. 40 years, right, he'll been doing his thing right now. He deserves to fall back and go relax and enjoy life. He should actually give the company to Triple H. But behind the scene, I think he kind of hard on Triple H. And I think he's hard on him for one reason. If this gets out to Triple H and stuff, you tell him, just stand in that tight. Vince McMahon Sr. didn't give anything easy to Vince Jr. He made him work and earn hard for it. It's how much crap can you eat and still move forward? Paul, to a Triple H, that's exactly what you're being tested on, buddy. Don't get frustrated, because I heard a couple months ago you like, man, you probably don't want to even go out in the wrestling business, probably want to do something else. That's understandable. But don't let Vince really frustrate you, man, because you're being tested. He tests everybody, because he was tested, even to get the spot that he has to this day. So, excuse me. Stephanie McMahon, I think she'll do a great job on finish running the Empire, along with Triple H. Now, Stephanie grew up in the business, literally. So if anybody was to take it over, and it would be Stephanie McMahon, you would hear no complaints from me. I just look at, because I've seen wrestling change so much since the 80s, I understand everything has to evolve, you know. It's not going to stay the same of how you remember it was or how it used to be. Things have to change. But long as you know how to capitalize and maintain on top during that change, that's what's important. And that's what WWE has to do in the upcoming years. Because it's going to be a lot of competition. AEW, we're going to probably put up a nice fight. But the only thing with AEW is they're almost like a glorified WCW in 2001. That's the only problem. Meaning you can have all this talent in the world, but if you don't know how to utilize them right, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. But WWE will fare well. They won't have no problems. Also, WWE overcome the hump in 1992 and 93. Business was down a lot in about 94, 95 too. So if Vince can come back from that era, they most definitely could bounce back right now. Due to you got way more deeper talent than you had then. A lot of people think WWE gonna be out of business. I said, are you crazy? WWE is a global, worldwide entity that's opening up markets. I told Triple H a couple years ago that they will have a conglomerate like the NWA, but it'll be other branches under WWE throughout not just the United States in a statewide territory type of system, but we talking about on a worldwide basis. I know everybody wondering what I've been eating on. Edibles. Man, very good. Down here, kick back in this Florida weather. These are so good. But I hope this get out and the writers just can take heed for a little bit, man, because I don't want to see the business flop. And I don't want to see WWE get smashed. Because I hear the big guy on Tony Khan over there, he got some deep pockets. So, hey, you know you need money to go to war. So, the other side got money. Okay? At the same token, that's why I say they're like a glorified WCW as well. Because Ted Turner had an open checkbook. He was a billionaire too. But like I said, if you don't know the direction to take in this wrestling business, man, you cooked. You have to live, sleep, eat, breathe it 24/7, 24/7. So Vince McMahon is such a wizard. Because you gotta understand, Vince grew up, man, out the game from a lot of guys from late 30s, 40s, 50s. So his level of the business is far beyond people in his generation. He wiped out the old timers and knew what he was gonna create on his own. A lot of people say like the cartoon era. But all he was looking at was just marketing. Create some characters. Market who they are. Make merchandise. Remember, Vince went crazy with it. T-shirts, ice cream, everything. Now, he was doing this before it was even noticed on the map. Well, wait a minute. Wrong. Vern Gagne was the first one. But Vern wasn't the first to do it. Hulk Hogan was selling his shirts, his own merchandise. Vern wanted a percentage. Hogan like, nah. So Hogan went over to WWE, took this merchandising idea to Vince, which was in like, what, late 83, early 84. Then Vince got into marketing, knew how to market wrestlers now. Before then, if they knew how to get merchandise from like Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund, come on, can you imagine what McMahon would have did? Well, Hogan, though. Say what you want, but Hulk Hogan was the workhorse and big part of Vince McMahon being what he is today. Like, he should have Hulk Hogan took care of for the rest of his life. Really should. He used him as bait to go in other territories, to go step down. And Hulk had to go through a lot of issues too, just doing that on his own, just being a wrestler. So he had Hulk walking through fire, literally, to get to where they are. And this is in the stage when Vince was trying to take over the territories. Yeah, he was using Hulk Hogan as basically bait. But Hulk Hogan always was there with Vince, front line. So when Hulk Hogan finally knew it was over with, it seemed like it was a hard pill for him to swallow. Him and Vince fell out a little bit. Then y'all know about the trial scandal and all that. They ain't really like that, but hey, Hogan looked out. If you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I just want to see this weekly wrestling kind of step up a little bit. I like how they doing the different match types though. The match types is going well. Keep them different match types coming. Overall, give us some more title matches. You should have at least one a week. You got tag team champion, intercontinental champion, United States champion. You got both the women. You got the Raw WWE, Universal and WWE Heavyweight Championship. It should be a title every week. And even if this champion don't fight this week, in 2 weeks to 3 weeks max, they should be fighting. Rather, you have a contender match for whatever title. You can have a contender match for the United States Championship this week. SmackDown have you a contendership for the Intercontinental Champion. In 2 weeks, y'all will fight the champion on SmackDown. And just keep it rotating like that. You have to know how to do booking rotations. Damn, I wish I had a chalk and chalkboard to really show them. Like, and you can keep it booking for a year out. Even if somebody get injured, it's always somebody coming up there that you can plug in. So there's really no excuse. So, man, I hope this gives some insight to WWE. I'll be back on the matches, streaming a little bit later. So I hope this get out to them, man. You know, trying to boost some ratings, give some more title matches, give some worthy matches, even people fighting towards them. So just a little small idea to WWE. Q2 Raw, checking out.